Our law office represents a wide variety of clients, including athletes, entertainers, musicians, artists, actors, and pretty much everyone in between. And what do they have in common? They are all influencers. Now, you probably clicked on this video because either you are an influencer or you're hoping to become one in the near future. And something that a lot of our influencers usually don't think about early in their careers, but they need to, is protecting their brands. So in today's video, we're gonna discuss why influencers need trademark protection. Hi guys, I'm Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and author of How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent musician. Be sure to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss our weekly videos helping you with your entertainment career and getting you to that next level. Take a second to kind of think about your own kind of consumer behavior. The whole reason you and me buy certain clothes, especially designer clothes, we buy certain foods or dietary products or hair products. Every decision that we make as a consumer is usually because we are buying into a certain brand. Now, there could be a number of things that we are getting as far as what that brand is kind of promising to give us. In the instance of designer clothes, maybe it's because we're gonna have a status attributed to kind of what we wear, how we feel. We're gonna feel cool. We've seen other influencers wearing those clothes and we wanna kind of be like them. We might buy certain brands because they offer solutions. We're looking for skincare products because we have acne, and so we're looking for a solution to our problem. Alternatively, maybe we buy into a brand because we trust it. We feel like it's going to deliver a consistent product or a consistent service, and so we think that that is where our money should go. An easy example that comes to mind is Starbucks. Starbucks kind of offers this sophisticated experience, and even though we might go to Starbucks and easily drop $5, $6, $7 on a coffee and not even think about it, comparatively, would you spend that on, let's say, a book? Would you spend that on a movie? And for each one of us, the answer is going to be different. Now, that might seem like a weird analogy, but quite frankly, it came to mind because of my own consumer behavior. I kind of caught myself because a friend had recommended I watch a movie. Now, I was only going to get the movie because it was kind of like an educational thing, and the movie was, maybe under $10. So comparatively, I kind of had to really think about whether I wanted to purchase the movie just so I could watch this thing because my friend told me to. Versus if I was just running through a Starbucks on any given day and I decided to drop $7 on a coffee, I wouldn't have thought twice about it. So again, it's kind of our consumer behavior. What are we putting our money into? What's the investment? What do we feel like we're getting in return? Maybe it's that immediate gratification of the coffee versus an investment in a movie. You might not be me, and that's okay. So we're just gonna move on from this example. And I might also be using the coffee example because I went on this whole coffee cleanse for like 30 days and I was feeling amazing about myself, and then I totally backtracked and I'm on coffee again. So that's why it's on my brain right now. So all that to say, having a brand matters. Now, when we talk about a brand and what is your brand specifically, a brand, also known as your trademark, is your identifier. It's how people know you. And so it might be something like a color, right? So maybe the color of your hair, maybe the color of the logo that you use. It would be something like your name, right? Or the actual logo. It might be a clothing identifier, right? So sometimes people have a certain hairstyle or they wear glasses or there's just something that you see on them every single time, and so that's how you know them by. And there's also other things like slogans, for example. For a lot of companies, a lot of people, there is nothing more important than the actual name. And so, for example, if you are a musician or you're an artist, when you release your music, of course, your name is going to be on absolutely everything. And for a lot of people who maybe will never follow you on social media, right? They just follow you on music platforms. All they ever see is your name on their playlist, on their phone. And something to think about is that maybe you don't really have those brand identifiers just yet. Maybe you're early in your career, and that's okay. Start trying stuff. What is feeling good to you as far as how you say certain things and what you wear and what can you repeat because you absolutely love, certain things. Like for example, I wear rings quite a bit. I wear chokers quite a bit. And so that potentially could be part of my brand. My hair is a certain color. And so maybe some people know me as the redhead attorney. And so if I change the color of my hair, that would be a switch in the branding. So don't feel stressed if you don't kind of have it all worked out as of now, because our brands evolve. And so it's more of just kind of figuring out what is honest and true to you and your brand. Because as soon as you try doing stuff that just isn't natural to you, it kind of comes off in a certain way and people can read through it. So try to make sure that it's as natural as possible, but also it's okay to try things as you kind of grow in your career. And the reason that I'm bringing all of this up and telling you guys about some of these things to think about is because we don't think about it usually until later in our careers, when maybe another company comes in and so they go, we're having a branding discussion, we're doing your marketing, so we got to get that branding right. And quite frankly, for my music clients, sometimes, and in fact, this week I had a call with a client who has been approached by a big record label and they want to sign him. And he was explaining to me that they had approached him previously because they really liked him. He's an amazing musician, but they just said, you're not quite ready just yet because your branding isn't there. We're not sure how we're going to utilize this, package it, and sell it. So he took some time to kind of get that branding together. And now he's at a position where he's ready to move forward and actually do that deal, and the record label wants to work with him. And on the flip side, either we haven't been thinking about it or we're forced to think about it because a problem comes up. And one of the most common problems is going to be that someone else pops up in the same industry that we're in. So for example, if we do makeup, some other makeup artist pops up in the industry and is using the exact same name or something super similar to our names. And so now we're panicking because maybe they're starting to get a lot of traction. And so which one has the right to use the name and what can you do about it? And another example for even some of my clients who are in the entertainment industry, but then they have these side hustle businesses that they do. Right? So they use kind of their fame with their kind of celebrity status, but then they start some kind of company. And another example, even from this week, I have a client that has 2 different companies that's experiencing some issues right now with competitors who are using similar names. And so unfortunately, this is one of those existing businesses are doing their thing, but the problem doesn't come up till later. So now we're having these conversations for the first time when really it should have happened at the beginning before starting the businesses. So as we're talking about branding and we're using the word trademarks, trademarks are the identifier of your goods, your services, you. Okay, so what you need to know is that what you want to do is file and get a formal trademark registration, which you can do through the United States Patent and Trademark Office. You can go to their website at uspto.gov, and what you do is you file an application to protect your name, your slogan, your logo, whatever it is that's identifying you as a brand. And if and when you do get the registration, that means you are the exclusive owner of the actual trademark within all of the United States. And so it puts you in a really good position that when these problems come up, because someone else is using your name, you can do something about it and you can actually get them to stop and you can get them to change their name to something else. It's a lot harder to do that before you actually get the registration. So starting that process, do it as early as possible. Try to get help too, because I'm telling you, it's a very long process. It's usually 9 months to a year. It can be expensive. And what happens for a lot of clients, they contact my office because they file an application and then there's something wrong. And so they contact us to try to fix it. But had they kind of contacted us earlier, we could have potentially avoided all of these problems along the way. Now, I've dedicated a whole playlist on this channel to talking about trademarks and actually how to do a search yourself to see if your name is available, looking at the process. So if you want to kind of deep dive a little bit more, be sure to check out those videos. I'll link it down in the description below. As we've been talking about the branding, the marketing, how you kind of represent yourself to the world as an entertainer, as an athlete, kind of whatever you're doing, what I hyper focus on a lot on this channel is the information that you need to know specifically as a musician and someone in the music business. And so obviously, if you made it this far in the video, you care about your career and you care about protecting yourself legally. So if you are interested in kind of more of the deep dive stuff, be sure to check out How to Keep Your Dukes Up in the Music Business, which is available now as a digital download. That means you can get it directly to your device. And again, for my musicians, especially the ones who are independent, this is your A to Z guide, everything you need to know, contracts you need to have. I'm teaching you about the legal stuff, so be sure to get your copy today. Link down in the description below. Speaking of music, if you're interested in seeing what I've been up to, be sure to search Miss Crystal on all music platforms, and I'll be sure to link a playlist of my music videos at the end of this video. Don't forget to come say hi on social media. I'm definitely the most active on Instagram, and it's always amazing to meet you guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss any videos from your new favorite redhead. I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye.